Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not welcome back to Wildcard Weekend. I have not been saying that enough. We are talking about the Tuxedo. Jimmy Tong is your ordinary taxi driver when he happens one fateful day to run into a woman who hires him to drive secret agent Clark Devlin around, and then what ends up being an assassination attempt puts Mr. Devlin in the hospital in a coma, and Jimmy takes the guy's tuxedo and ends up taking over being a secret spy and trying to find the mysterious Walter Strider. And ends up teaming up with Jennifer Love Hewitt. So hot. Want to touch the hiney? Yes, I had a crush. No, I say that, but with permission. With permission. With permission. And you know it's from a movie, so yes. Yeah. She was a crush ever since I know what she did last summer. I saw her back in the day. She was a crush. She's older than me, but yeah. So yeah, this is one of those. So you know Jackie Chan. I love Jackie Chan. A lot of his movies from back in the day, he was in Hong Kong and he was speaking Chinese or Mandarin, whatever. And there were some that were dubbed, like in the Bronx was dubbed in Twin Dragons. But then he came over to America and started doing movies like Rush Hour and Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights, the Rush Hour movies, The Medallion, and this, and The Accidental Spy, and The Spy Next Door, and Skip Trace, where a lot of them he was paired with an American star to kind of balance his, his skills. It was a Chris Tucker, or uh, Owen Wilson, or who's it? Lucy Liu, I think he's paired with, or someone in the Medallion. No, Claire Forlani. She's British, but still, someone who spoke English. And here's Jennifer Love Hewitt, and then Johnny Knoxville and Skip Trace. But yeah, I think he did have once where he's by himself. But the accidental spy and the spy next door looks like he's by himself. It kind of counteracts his, language barrier. Yeah, like I said, he plays Jimmy Tong with a soul patch. And there was times I had a soul patch, and the reason I called it a soul patch was because he said it. Because at the beginning of this, David Mays, I was like, "Get rid of the little fungus on your chin." Well, my soul patch? I'm just like, "Yeah, soul patch." Jackie Chan. There was a while where I would only see the beginning of this because it would play on like movie channels. And I see the beginning of it. For some reason I never finished. I think one time I had to leave my grandma's house. I just never finished watching it until I got this DVD. I believe I bought the DVD from Hy-Vee, a local grocery store. They had DVDs once upon a time. It was in a little case thing, and then I was able to print off in case this is right. It looks like I got it, the UK version, but not. Just the cover. It's also a DreamWorks film. So Jimmy is looking over at this Asian woman that he wants to ask out, that he has a crush on, with his friend who is vaguely Jamaican British. I don't know. He's too nervous to ask her out, and he goes in anyway, and we get a Colin Mockery cameo. That's right, the great Colin Mockery from Whose Line Is It Anyway plays the owner of the art gallery, and out of everything in this film, that's the most unbelievable thing, is that Colin Mockery would own an art gallery. Sorry, no thank you. But anyway, yeah, basically tells him that go ahead and ask her out so she can say no and you can move on. But he's not able to ask her out. He gets too nervous and leaves. And then he drives Debbie Mezzo around. She says, "You have only a certain amount of time to get me here. I'm going to put makeup on. I don't want to smudge or anything." And he drives really fast and he gets to the hotel. Then she says, "You want a job?" And she asks how much he makes, and he goes, like, $4.75 a week. A week? $4.75 a week. First of all, don't cab drivers go by fares? Right? Isn't that what it is? Like, you do the thing, and however much is totaled up, that's how much it is, right? Go by fares. Do cab drivers make per hour? Per week? Here, that's a ripoff. But yeah, he gets a job driving Clark Devlin, not Devlin Bowman, who is the villain from Master of Disguise. Yeah, him is Clark Devlin. I get confused. Who was played by Jason Isaacs, who I thought was going to be the villain of this movie. I thought, for some reason, he was the villain. No. Our villain, Banning, is played by an actor I've never seen before. I don't know why, but I thought it was Terrence Stamp before. I don't know what I'm thinking of where he was a villain. I know, not Superman. You were about down before me? Eventually, your ass. But, yeah. So, he takes him out to a Burger King, because you gotta get that sponsorship, where they get the burgers and stuff. Toast the bottom bun, but not the top bun, and he orders a pizza, and Jimmy's like, Mr. Devlin, they don't have pizza. And they give him a pizza. He's like, what? It's a secret thing. He's like, do you have a chicken chow mein? She's like, but then he doesn't get anything. And then when Jimmy goes to leave, he hits this guy. He does hit this guy, but it's a distraction so they can plant a tracker on the thing and send this skateboard with a bomb, which, okay, I understand this is a spy movie and a spoof at that. Why not just strap the bomb to the back of the car? Why be so elaborate to strap a tracker and then have a skateboard bomb follow them and blow them up? Why not just stick the bomb on the back and have it blow up? You know what I mean? Even James Bond was practical like that. I'm talking about Pierce Brosnan James Bond, right? He put the mines on there and then beep, pff. Why didn't they just do that? Put it on the back beep, and then beep, pff, blow it up. Why have an elaborate skateboard bomb thing? Because we gotta have a goofy chase scene, right? This puts Mr. Devlin in a coma, and Jimmy takes his suit, his tuxedo, and so they explained early on that Jimmy doesn't know any martial arts because not everyone in China is Bruce Lee, or not everyone Chinese is Bruce Lee. So he doesn't know martial arts, so it's the suit that does all this stuff for him. And I guess it explains how you can do this stuff if you're just supposed to be a lowly cab driver, I guess, but I don't know. And so we come to the biggest problem. Nobody else knows that Devlin is in the hospital. I know he changed his name to something else, but you think, I don't know. They try to get in contact with Devlin, but Jimmy answers, and Jimmy ends up going undercover with Blaine, Miss Blaine, who's played by Jennifer Love Hewitt. I already mentioned that, and so yeah, before Devlin goes into his coma, he mentions something that sounds like Walter Strider. I say sounds like because that is a red herring. Yeah, Walter Strider. Yeah. We are then introduced to this idea of what the villain is doing. He has a certain bug that is going into the water supply and will inject electrolytes into the bloodstream that will dry out and immediately make you die of thirst, basically, like dehydrate you to death. What? So, well, I thought electrolytes were a good thing, drinking Gatorade and shit. I guess if you drink it, that's one thing, but you put it directly into your bloodstream, I guess. Yet, it's okay to inject a teenage girl with lead into her bloodstream to hamper her powers. That's fine. I won't give her lead poisoning or nothing. Yes, I'm still on that from Smallville, but yeah, I don't know. So they begin working together, and they infiltrate this party that has Devlin in it and this lady friend of his girlfriend or something, fiance, whatever. And they meet James Brown. This may be the scene I had the biggest problem with. So he knocks out James Brown. That's not the problem. He gets on stage to perform. That's not the problem. But then he starts to sing, "Get on up," and it's not Jackie Chan singing. And I'm sorry, but that man has a beautiful singing voice, and it's a shame they dubbed him over here. Now, maybe it's probably because he didn't know how to sing like that, but you ought to listen to his performance. There's some daytime talk shows he was on. He performed. I don't remember what the song was, but he performed it. He even does a Chinese / Mandarin version of "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan. It's on the DVD. Check it out. Both versions. Those are also on YouTube. But yeah, he's a great singer, and they dub him here. Yeah. After the performance, he hits on the lady friend, and they end up going to her hotel room so he can pump her for information. That came out, huh? Get information while she flirts with Devlin, but doesn't, or not Devlin, with, I call him Devlin? Banning. With Banning, it's Banning and his lady friend, not Devlin. Devlin's in a coma still. With Banning to get information, but she's not very good at it. And so there are several comments made by Jackie Chan in this, or by Jimmy, where he's just basically ignoring the gorgeous woman in front of him, and going after other things. It specifically, they're trying to say she's not a love interest, even though they kind of hint that a little bit. But there's they don't end up together at the end of the film. It's not that kind of thing. It's not a love interest. They're just partners, I guess. But so there's a kerfuffle in the hotel room when the lady friend decides she's gonna take his clothes off, but that's where the power's coming from, all the karate and stuff. Oh, I should also mention, because it's important, that there's this running gag where every time someone puts a cigarette in their mouth, his suit automatically lights it for them. It does it to Banning, and he also does it to her. It's a running gag that pays off at the end. So, yeah. So he puts on the pants, and now this whole scene is him fighting with his legs, because Jackie Chan can do that. So that's what it is. He got the pants on, and he gets the suit on and runs off. This is where Debbie Mazar finds out that it's the driver, or Jimmy, that is in the suit. But she says it's the driver. Again, they just went ahead with this mission, and they didn't. None of them tried to actually contact Devlin besides Blaine. A little iffy for the U.S. government project, right? By the way, it's the U.S. government, but Devlin is British, so I don't know. And Jimmy is Chinese, so yeah. So eventually they find that the secret location is at Banning's house. So they go there and he's having a party, sure. And they find the entrance is actually in a pool. And they find the lab, and they find bugs, and they find the bugs, have something to do with it. But Jimmy gets knocked. So, eventually they escape, but they call Blaine to tell her that Jimmy is not Devlin, but don't tell him who he really is, because she asks who he is. My name's Jimmy Tong. I'm a cab driver. She makes him take the suit off, so he's not in his underwear. He gets other clothes, I guess. And while he's able to get out, she is sort of kidnapped by Banning. She convinces him that she's still on his side, and gives him the suit. The special tuxedo suit that just fits everyone, I guess. Just want to mention that this guy and Jason Isaacs are both taller than Jackie Chan, but, So, having failed, Jimmy goes back to Devlin's place and starts writing a letter to him saying that he failed, he couldn't find Walter Strider, and he accidentally knocks over the water, and he looks at the little brooch thing he took from the love interest, from the lady friend, and realizes it's not Walter Strider, it's Water Strider. Even though the stuff's right there on the desk and he didn't notice it until after he spilled the water. It's Water Strider. And then later, when Manning is laying out his whole plan, he mentions Water Strider, and she's like, "Oh, Walter Strider, right?" So she figures it out, and then she tries to convince them. I don't know if she was telling the truth or if she was full of it, but apparently she's saying it won't work because there are a southern species and they're northern, so it's not gonna work. Maybe it was bullshit. I don't know. Jimmy realizes what's going on, and he finds out that Devlin had a suit for him, so he puts it on, although it looks different at first, and then he has one. So he has his own suit, because we can't just say that this guy can do the stuff. So we gotta have another suit for him. That's a bit of a cop-out. It's like, oh, how's he gonna get down there? He's gonna have to actually try to do stuff himself. No, there's just another suit. And there's a suit-for-suit fight between him and Banning. And because an alarm goes off, she thinks it's backup. She sent out the transmit signal, and even though she sent it out right when she was captured, Jimmy gets back there first. Yeah, the guy that left, went all the way to another place, and then back, gets there first. Before the special American agency that was called first. There's a fight scene, but then he's still stronger than both of them. And then the running gag comes back because Jimmy takes a cigarette out, puts it in Blaine's mouth, which forces Banning to light it. And it's funny because she's going, and then they fight, and he beats up Banning, knocking him unconscious. And then we get the line, "Smoking is bad for you." Sure. But all of the bugs are out, but they're not flying anywhere. Why not? Because the queen is still in her case. They're going to follow the queen. So Jimmy takes it out. Then it sets off an alarm that brings the bad guy henchman down. So, of course, we got a fight scene where he's holding it. He drops it. It flies up. And then we get some funny comedy scenes where he captures it in a shot glass and then moves it around Blaine's face. And look, I would not be able to have the composure. Right? He's moving it here. It's here. It goes on a high, over here, down, and then, because this is a movie from the 2000s, it goes down here. Because, of course it does. And then eventually it goes down to her butt. Before Banning wakes up, and he goes into the thing, he throws it at Banning, lands in his throat. The rest of them follow in, even though, how did it go through his nose or something? I don't know. And he dies. And that's it. And then Phoebe's dad from Friends shows up, showing us that Frank Buffet, the reason they couldn't find Frank Buffet is he was working for the U.S. government the whole time. Ha! And he tries to take credit for it. Jackie Chan and a partner of his save the day, but the government person working for the government of that country tries to take credit for it. Where have I seen that before? Oh yeah, Rush Hour 3. Roman Polanski. You go this way, I go that way. But it's not this guy. It's not Phoebe's dad that gets kicked. No, it's this other guy. Because she goes like this and he kicks back and knocks him into the thing with the snakes, which I would freak out. Oh, the bugs would freak me out. God damn, I hate bugs. But, yeah. And so he's saved the day. And so what does he get for his reward? They go back to the gag from the beginning and try to have Blaine and Devlin help him ask out the lady from the beginning. But they're too busy arguing and it messes him up and she freaks out. Also, there's a gag that is completely unnecessary at the beginning of this. So when Blaine first contacts him, she says she's going to meet him. She's wearing a gray suit. And the code phrase is, nice rack. And she will say, I couldn't find a bra. Or something like that. Which goes nowhere, really. Is not necessary because all it does is lead to a gag where he shows up, finds a woman in a gray suit and says, nice rack, and she slaps him and then calls the cops on him, basically. And I'm just like, so what? Only for Blaine to call and say, well, there's a change of plans, this is going to happen. What was the point of that scene? You take that out and it does not affect anything. You just have him meet her where the second thing is, and you did not need that scene at all. What was the point? Ha ha, he said nice rack. Ha ha, he got slapped. Ha ha, he got chased by the cops. What was the point of that? That's not necessary. Why was that? Someone wrote that on a piece of paper, typed it up, and said, that's going in the movie. Someone looked over the script and said, yep, that's a funny gag. We'll keep it in the movie. Somebody approved that to be in this movie, and it's not necessary at all. Just shows you the 2000s humor was another thing altogether. I'm going to give this a pretty good. I enjoyed it. I really do. I love Jackie Chan. So, yeah. So what are your thoughts on Tuxedo? Leave a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. Shaky. I'm going to try to do 2 more tonight. We'll see. I'm going to try. Depends on what I get, though. You know what I mean? All right. Let's try to read it backwards. Okay. Now I know I said there's no mulligans, but here's the thing. Man in Iron Mask is a long ass movie. If I'm gonna get 2 more done tonight, I can't be watching no long ass movies. So I'm gonna reshuffle and do it again. Okay? Journey to the center of the earth. That I can do, and that's another one that I can add a sequel, because I haven't completely finalized Sequel-a-thon 4 yet. Journey to the center of the earth, and then I can go right over here, in your very own living room, for Mop Top Kids from Liverpool. This is not. Steelbook. I also have the double feature with both movies, but this is the Steelbook that I got from a Hy-Vee. So I like that. Look at the front. Look at the back. Anything on the inside? Not a damn thing. So there it is. Journey to the center of the earth. I will put, where's Did I put it? I didn't put it back in, did I? Where'd it go? Mike and Dave dropped it. I didn't put it back, did I? I'm not gonna. No, it's right here. This is it. Yeah, Man in Iron Mask. I'll put it back in. Maybe I'll draw it again tomorrow. Okay. It's a long movie. I just don't. First of all, I'm gonna keep myself awake. I need stuff that's gonna pop. This could pop. So, thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Come on. Bye-bye.